Hey everybody. You're probably seeing something a little bit different here because here at the Hey Eintracht Frankfurt podcast and the Recap the Adler Junior Series, we're always attempting to test things out to see what's working, what's not working, what we need to unfortunately tech. Friday, April 4th, 2025. As you can see, it is home opener day here in Detroit, so I'm getting excited for that. And you get a rare front of camera appearance by the man that makes all this stuff look the way it does, producer Nathan in St. Louis. How are you this morning?
We're doing okay. Got a little bit of rain coming. 5 inches now predicted. So we're now in the next 12 hours. So
Oh, Lordy.
getting a little nervous, but I'm going to a hockey game tonight. So
Very, very nice. I think I got to give a shout out to you for now I'm going to, because Borussia Dortmund announced their partnership with the Pittsburgh Steelers. We think it's just because of the black and yellow connection of colors, but your St. Louis Blues we're taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins, who, thanks to your word, I feel like we just now need to refer to them as the frozen chickens. So,
hey, that's just what I call them. I don't know. I was like, I was infringing on your territory. You guys are like, that's what we're called.
Chris with the great banners on there. This is today's going to be is just a little mini preview ahead of what is to come for tomorrow for the Eintracht Frankfurt Manor, 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 Nathan's time Central, at Werder Bremen, a Tippspiel matchup. Second time both sides will be facing each other this Bundesliga season. Eintracht Frankfurt took the first matchup 1-0. I wanted to kind of get your thoughts, especially about how you're feeling about tomorrow, especially with some of the news that came out the last couple days, what we're looking at roster-wise, the Dino Topmuller press conference. And are you wary of this being a traditional slip match, or do you feel like the momentum is looking towards Eintracht Frankfurt to get 3 points here?
I think we have the youth to get through, but the injuries that are stacking up are a little worrisome. In goal, I think we're totally set. But Bremen's having an okay season there. What position are they in at this point?
I believe they are in 12th right now. I know they were behind Borussia Dortmund after their win. Let's confirm and take a look here as I bring this up. Yes, they are currently in 12th, 1 point behind Stuttgart, 2 behind Dortmund and Wolfsburg, and 3 behind Augsburg. Augsburg, however, might move up in the table way that they've been playing in their matchup this afternoon against Bayern Munich.
Yeah, that's a heavy hitting squat in that table right there. They for maybe those mouth breathers. No offense to I think we can give it to them. We lack a little depth, but I think we have enough depth to get the job done today.
At the end of it, I think I predicted 3-1 for us on the pod. John, I think, predicted 2-1. 2:30 Eastern, 1:30-ish Central ahead after the match ends. What do you see the scoreline as, and who do you think gets them?
No offense to my I'm going to go with 2-1 as well. In terms of who gets them, Chana's Gunner's out. So that would be my go-to at this point. But let's dig a little deeper. Buckley. He'll be in. So I think he's going to feature well. But Ekitike, he needs to net those goals. So that's who I'm going with there. On the other side, no offense to I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I think I predicted Marvin Dutch just because he just seems to get a good free kick in him or set something up. And then I think my 3 was, what did I do? I know I did Ekatike and Bahoya. I'm trying to think if I went Nathaniel Brown or Larson. But the last time Eintracht Frankfurt, I think, played really, really well in Bremen, really like consistent get 3 points. I feel like was the 2020 return from the COVID thing. I think it was a 3-0 win that day. But I think that was like the last time we've really like played well there. We had a 4-3 win August of 2022. Which that was after Bremen scored 3 in stoppage time at the to beat Dortmund the weekend before. So it's a tough. It'll be an entertaining fixture. I think it'll be a great fixture if you're a neutral to take in what the experiences in the stands are. Two very very passionate sides on there. May it actually kick off on time this week, please. Thank you. But one other note I wanted to bring in was some injury stuff we talked about. Obviously, we know no Kevin Trapp. We know no Chan Muzan. Dina Mbembe is still out. Eli Wahi is still feeling some issues with his knee-wise. However, some very positive news. The way Ansgar Knauf went down on Saturday against Stuttgart looked terrifying, like he's done for a bit. According to Dino, quite lucky in the circumstances. He will be out this weekend against Bremen, but he will be probably in the squad traveling to North London to take on Tottenham Hotspur in Leg 1 of the Europa League quarterfinals.
Huge. We need him, as much as I criticize him, he does add a little bit of flavor to Europa night. So maybe do that again.
Absolutely. So I think that is it right now. Nathan, since I got you on the front of camera, where can folks find you for your takes relating to hockey, related to photography, news, wildlife? You are a man of many, many interests, including apple wine.
Yeah. So first and foremost, I'll be making some apple wine. I got most of the not concentrate apple juice that we get in the United States here. It's very tough to find it, especially, or at least in St. Louis. I know most of my apple juice comes from your great state of Michigan. Thanks for that. But yeah, you can find me on Discord. I chat probably more than anybody there. So apologies, but there's definitely a great group of folks there from all over the world, really, there. So it's pretty fun to see all the Adler throughout the world. Also on Blue Sky, Apple Boys Stand there. You can find me at SM.social too on the Mastodon side, where I kind of post more, as you say, botany stuff. So, no offense.
You can find me Twitter, Instagram, Discord at GM Comets, Blue Sky at GM Comets.bsky.social. There is Eintracht Frankfurt Detroit on Twitter, which will still periodically post. Haven't made the full-on transition yet to Blue Sky, although I would think with the U.S. tour stuff on there and this next month or two coming up, that we should probably eventually get that works. And like we mentioned earlier this week in the podcast, for those that are doing U.S. tour stuff, we'll have some more details on some events coming up, both in Louisville and in Philadelphia. Shout out to all the team planning it. I know Chris has, like Ansgar Knauf, avoided a major situation with his shoulder earlier this week. So, he'll have some cool stuff related to pre-events and everything like that. So get excited, folks. Be ready to bring your sunscreen also too, because it's July in Louisville and August in Philadelphia. So it's going to probably suck to an extent temperature-wise, but bring it on.
Yeah. You bring the excitement, bring your thirst, and bring your hunger.
Damn right. So for Nathan in St. Louis, Garrett here in Metro Detroit on this beautiful sunny Friday here. We hope all have a wonderful Friday. We will have an updated recap the Adler either tomorrow or on Sunday about the result taking place in Bremen, and then obviously we'll be back at it with another episode of the Eintracht Frankfurt podcast. So until next time, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, auf der Tschüss und Forza SGA.